And we are live. You already know who it is. My name is Mike Kyle, aka the Fantasy Vulture. I have over a decade worth of fantasy football experience, and I've continuously competed for fantasy championships over the course of the past 6 seasons. Let's make it 7 in 2020. But enough of me. I'm here for you. On today's episode of the FV Show, we are continuing our Week 1 previews, and today we are going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots for Week 1. If you're excited for this preview, for this game, for fantasy football season to be back, be sure to hit that like button down below like an open receiver downfield, Patrick Mahomes style, and also hit that subscribe button like a power running back up the middle. And last but not least, you can follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can also check out the website ffvulture.com, and if you are listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Be sure to drop us a review wherever you are listening. Also, final note, if you are looking for any of the Week 1 previews, you can find them all right here, I believe it is. I'll link a card to the playlist, and you can get all of your Week 1 content over there. But let's just jump right in, shall we? Let's go. The Miami Dolphins are taking on the New England Patriots. Over-under is 43 points. Not too high, not too low. I think the big thing here is nobody really knows what to expect from the Patriots, who are ushering in a new era with quarterback Cam Newton. The Tom Brady era is officially closed. Obviously it's been closed, but now the new chapter really begins, and I think a lot of people are intrigued, to say the least, about what's to come in New England. And there's also probably a new era on the way for Miami as well, with the drafting of Tua in the first round. Now, Tua's not going to start this game, so that chapter is going to be put on hold for just a little bit longer. Let's talk about some game notes, though, some storylines. What do we got going on? Just a few things. Again, Cam Newton's first game as a Patriot. The hype is going to be insane for this game. I believe he said that his excitement levels are 1,000. Mine too, Cam. Mine too. I'm really excited to see what he looks like on this team in this offense with these lack of weapons, something that Cam Newton is very accustomed to during the course of his NFL career. Devonte Parker has been limited all training camp long due to a hamstring injury. He is set to play, and Preston Williams, their other wide receiver coming off of a torn ACL, I believe is questionable, still just kind of rehabbing that knee. I do expect him to play, though, coming into Week 1. And so now that we got the storylines out of the way, let's talk some start-sit, let's talk some players, let's talk some matchups, shall we? So if you drafted Cam in single quarterback leagues, you're probably starting him. I believe that I would hope a lot of my viewers are smart, where they waited late to take Cam Newton as their quarterback, which means he is your guy for your team, and you're going to start him in a great matchup against the Dolphins Week 1. The Dolphins defense looks to be improved a little bit, but still, I don't think anybody is expecting anything world-beating from them, so this is a very beatable matchup for Cam Newton, and obviously we hope that the rushing upside is back with Newton fully healthy. I don't know if there's really any other positional player that I'm comfortable starting on New England. The only one that I would say is Julian Edelman, but even then, what's the chemistry like with Cam? Are we sure that Cam is going to target the slot consistently? We don't know what this offense is really going to look like, and just for that, I am pumping the brakes a little bit. Also, just based upon where you drafted Julian Edelman in your draft, in that 9th round range, you don't have to start him, which is lovely, which is wonderful, because Julian Edelman is always a value, but he's never your number 1, number 2, or number 3 wide receiver, just because of how late you always end up getting him. I'm probably not starting Sony Michel. Yes, it's possible that he might fall into the end zone, but he's still coming off the knee scope. That running back room is a little bit of a mess, and I'm just really trying to stay away Week 1. I really want to see how it shakes out. How does Michel look during this game against the Dolphins? And then the big question here is, are you actually starting any player on the Dolphins? If Parker is just coming back of this hamstring and really never practiced during the course of the past 2 weeks or so, he was literally just getting back on the field earlier this week, and Preston Williams is coming off of his torn ACL, how confident are you in those options? If this is a game where the Patriots jump out to a lead, Garbage time is likely, and we know what Fitzpatrick can do. We've seen what he did last year with this team. He's just going to air it out and chuck it. Mike Gesicki, I think, might be an interesting start, just because if Parker is limited throughout the game and Williams is just finding his footing back in the NFL, Mike Gesicki at tight end could be interesting, but I feel like you probably have better options, all things considered. And then really, are you starting Jordan Howard, running back for the Dolphins, who came over from the Eagles this offseason? I love Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard consistently finishes as a top 20 running back, and nobody realizes this. But in the game like this, where he's not the best pass catcher, I do think that this game script is going to be against him, so I'm not excited to play him either. It's a little bit unfortunate because there was a lot of hype around the Dolphins entering this season, right? With the return of Fitzmagic and what he can do. Drafting Tua, we're excited to see what the rookie can be in the NFL. Devonte Parker coming off of the breakout season, which we were all really excited for him last year because we were just waiting for it to happen. Preston Williams, before the ACL injury, looked really good. Mike Gesicki has been a tight end that's been rising upon draft rankings pretty much all season, or all offseason. But this is not the matchup for it. Even if the Patriots did have multiple players to opt out due to COVID concerns, that defense is still going to be pretty good, and I don't expect the Dolphins to put up a whole lot of points. So that's going to do it for my Dolphins and Patriots Week 1 preview. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below. We are doing this for every single Week 1 matchup. You can find the playlist for all of those right up here. And if you're listening on the podcast, once again, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. Let's pull that up one more time. At FF Vulture, and of course the website is ffvulture.com. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, people come and go, but fantasy championships are forever. I'm out. Later.